So today's lesson is on how to use algebra tiles to model integer addition and subtraction. So first, we need to show that this yellow square represents positive 1. So you want to make sure you have that in your guided notes. And then negative 1 is represented by this negative 1, okay? And when we are doing addition, it just means put it down, okay? So we're adding something. So that's what an addition sign means. Put tiles down instead of take away. So addition means put some tiles down. So if we want to model the problem, and you have this, if we want to model the problem -2 plus -5, right? So -2, we're starting with that number. So we're starting with -2. That means 2 negative tiles. And you're going to have to draw this on your notes. So you can draw it by shading for negative and leaving blank for positive. Okay? And then the addition sign means put down some more. So put down -5 more. So we need to take out -5 of our, so we're taking out -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Okay, so at this point we have -2 right here, we have -5 right here. So you would draw this out. And then what do you have altogether? We have -7 altogether. So you would write down so you would show this as your model, and then you would write down -2 plus -5 equals -7. Okay, and you can see that when I put 2 negatives with 5 more negatives, that comes together to be 7 negative ones. Okay, now this next question says, what is a zero pair? So that's the next thing we need to talk about, is a zero pair is a -1 and a +1 together. That's a zero pair. And notice it says you can take any zero pair away and it won't change the value. And that makes sense because zeros, when you add a zero, it doesn't change anything, and when you subtract a zero, it doesn't change anything. So you can take away a zero pair and it doesn't change the value. Okay, so here we're going to apply that idea here. Model -3 plus +7. So -3, we're starting out with -3, and then the addition sign means put down, and now we need to put down 7 yellow tiles because that's a +7. Okay, so putting down 7 tiles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So we put down -3, and you can draw this out on your sheet, and we put down +7. But the problem is, it wasn't as easy as the one up here, the -2 plus -5, because they were all the same, so that just made -7. But here, we've got different kinds. So this is where we apply the idea of zero pairs. Here's a zero pair, here's a zero pair, here's a zero pair. Okay? And every zero pair equals 0, which means you can take it away. Take it away. Take it away. And on your own sheet, when you're drawing it out, you can cross it out. So what's left is +4. So this is how we model -3 plus 7 equals +4. When you start with -3 and you add +7, you end up with +4 tiles. And you can see how that worked with the zero pairs. So on your sheet, you would just cross out any zero pairs. All right, that's how to model addition. Now we want to be able to model subtraction. The question is, what does subtraction sign mean when modeling with algebra tiles? So the subtraction sign means take away. That's all it means. Addition meant put down. It means subtraction means take away. So if we're going to model -5 minus -3, we're going to put down, again, we start with the -5. That's the starting number. So the one we always, the beginning number is always what we start with. So here we started with -5. But if we want to subtract -3, then that just means take away -3. And on your drawing, you can just cross that out, right? So we took away -3, and what's left is -2. Okay, so -5 minus -3 equals -2. And again, you can show that by starting with negative 5, taking away negative 3, you're left with negative 2, right? Now we want to model 7 minus negative 2, positive 7, so we'll start with positive 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're starting with 7 positive tiles, right? And we need to take away negative 2. Again, now the only problem is we don't have negative 2 to take away. There aren't any red tiles to take away. But this is where 0 pairs come in handy. You can add as many 0 pairs as you need and it won't change the value. So here, if I add a 0 pair, it didn't change anything, right? But still I don't have negative 2 to take away. So I better add another negative and positive. So I just added another 0 pair. So here's the 0 pair, here's the 0 pair. It didn't change anything. Okay, so this is still, the value is still positive 7. These 0 pairs didn't change anything, but now I have negative 2 to take away. So I can take away negative 2. And at this point I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 algebra tiles, positive 9. So 7 minus negative 2 is positive 9. And I can show that with those algebra tiles. So when you're drawing it out, you would draw the 7 positive tiles. You would draw the 2 0 pairs, and then you would just cross out these to show that you were taking them off. So what was left was the positive 9. 7 minus negative 2 is positive 9.